In this video, we'll look at the concept of option sets. So option sets can be used for letting your customers customize the menu item that they want. So for instance, if your item is a pizza, you want your customers to be able to add toppings, or if your item is a burrito, you want your customer to be able to select a bowl or wrap and then what filling they'd like, etc., etc. So let's take a look at option sets in action using the coffee example that I've been working with so far in this video series. So if we go to our website here, we can see that if we click the item, it just adds the item to the basket. So this item has no option sets. There's no decisions for the user to make. They just click it and it's in their basket. And that's fine. If that's all you need to happen, then that's great. And the user can check out with that item in their basket. But in a previous video, we added the option we added the description of the item, choose from a variety of milks. So the first question we want to ask our customers is what milk would they like for their latte? So how we set that up is we can click this add options button here. And this brings us to our first option set screen. So we have here an input for the name of the option set. So in this case, let's just say milk. And as the first option, let's just put full fat and in brackets normal. And we just click off the input and that's saved. Our second option, let's do semi-skimmed. And in that bracket, we'll put light. A third option, let's do almond milk. We have a fancy shop and we provide almond milk. And we'll just put that as almond. Now, almond milk isn't cheap, so we want to pass that cost on to our customers. So we'll add on 50 cents for that. And we'll do the same for oat milk. Except maybe oat is 75 cents. So that option set is now saved. The last thing we want to make sure is that we have this setting here correct. So at the moment, this is set to any number optional. And what that means is that the user can select one or more and that they don't have to select any or they can select all. And we don't want that. We want the user to only be able to select one because the coffee can only be made with one type of milk or latte can only be made with one type of milk. So we want to change this to one item and it's required. They can't skip this step because we need to know what milk they want. So let's set that up. And that's saved, and let's have a look at what that looks like on our menu. So I'm going to remove that item from the basket, and I'm going to refresh. And now, first thing to notice actually is that we have from in the price. So we didn't have that before because there was no possibility for the user to pay more for this item. But now that we've added expensive milk in as an option set, the price is now from $2.50. So let's click that. And now we, as a customer, are asked the question, which milk would you like? We have to choose one. We can't skip. We can't go on to next. So we can select full fat and then add to basket. Or if we go back in, we can select almond. And now that's €3 and that adds basket. And now in our checkout, we have one latte, which is full fat normal milk for €2.50, and one latte, which is almond milk, which almond milk and is €3. So that's our first option set done, but we also want to let our customers request toppings on their latte. So if we click next, we can add another option set in the flow. So we'll give this the title toppings. And as the first option, let's say chocolate. We want to offer a sprinkle of chocolate on our latte. Maybe that's a cappuccino. For now, it's a latte. And next, we will add cinnamon. And maybe we'll give a price of 20 cents to each of these two. So for this option set, we don't want to require that our customers select one of these. They can skip this step if they don't want any toppings at all. So for this, we'll say that the user can select either one item optional or any number optional. If we select any number optional, they'll be able to select both of these. But if they only select one item optional, we'll only let them select one. So for now, I think it's safe. We can let them select both of these if they like. So any number optional. And let's check that in our website. So now when we add a latte, We can select semi-skimmed, let's say, and now we get the option to choose toppings. So we have chocolate and cinnamon, but we can skip this step by simply clicking add to basket and not having any toppings on our latte. Or we can select both and click add to basket, and now we have a latte, semi-skim milk, chocolate and cinnamon. Next, let's add in some upsells. So option sets are a really good way to increase your average order size by letting your customers add other items to their basket during the order flow for their item. So let's see that in action. If we click next here, we create a new option set. As option set name, we'll add anything else, question mark. And my local coffee place, they do these coconut power balls, which are amazing, and I always order them. I always buy them when I see them. So why not add them to the online store too in the order flow? They also do peanut butter power balls. Just one ball. And we'll make these €2.50. That's all saved. We want these to be an optional thing. The customer doesn't have to pick one. They can pick two if they want. So we'll set this to be any number optional. And now if we refresh our website, now we have an interesting flow. So we start with the latte at €2.50. So that's if the customer wants a latte, it's €2.50. If maybe they want almond or oat, maybe they fancy oat milk, that's an extra 75 cents. They see the option for cinnamon topping, sure, that's an extra 20 cents, let's have that, and click next. Then they see the option for power balls, okay, yeah, wouldn't mind a coconut power ball, let's add that, and finally add to basket. And all of a sudden we've gone from what is a €2.50 item to €5.95. And that's one of the ways that option sets can be a really, really powerful tool in your kit for increasing the average order size of your basket. Finally, let's look at what happens if we, for instance, run out of coconut power balls. So let's say there's only 10 in the morning and they all get ordered and we've no more for the day. We can hide them indefinitely for a week, until tomorrow, for 3 hours, or for 1 hour, whatever makes sense. So let's just hide these indefinitely. And now if we refresh our menu and we go through the ordering flow, now there's no more coconut power ball. Powerball, I didn't spell that one correctly. Let's fix that. The other thing is then obviously we can delete option set items too. So maybe we're not doing any more coconut power balls because they're just too good. We can delete them here. We pop a confirmation modal to make sure that you understand that they'll be gone forever. You will not be able to get this back. And let's click OK. And now it's gone and it's not cluttering up our UI anymore. So that is option sets. You now know how to add a really comprehensive checkout flow for your items in your menu. You know how to change the prices. You know how to make them whether they are optional, required, or have to select one or any number. You can also hide them, delete them, and add as many as you like to your flow.